Hey guys, hopefully you had a great day at school today and you are ready to do your one problem for math. I'm not going to do the problem for you. Usually I do the first problem so that you can continue, but since you only have one problem, which was your guided practice problem number 5 on page 147, I'm just going to review what we did in class like I told you so that you understand how we got to the answer, because that's exactly how you get to the answer on number 5. So Sam had some US and some foreign stamps. The ratio of the number of foreign stamps to the number, the number of US stamps to the number of foreign stamps was 3 and 4. And remember, since 3 is the first one and the first one they said was US stamps, that's what 3 represents, and 4 is the number of foreign stamps. So here it shows a picture right here. The US stamps is 3 units. Remember that that doesn't mean there's 3 US stamps. There could be 6 in each unit, 9 in each unit. That's what we're going to try to figure out. But it just means for every 3 units, there is 4 units of foreign stamps. So if he bought the first ratio, 3 and 4, and he bought 21 more US stamps, we need to figure out how much. That's the number that's going to help us figure out how much each unit is worth. The way it's going to help us figure out that is the only one that changed was not our foreign stamps, but our US stamps. So 3/4 was the original one, 3 and 4. Then after he bought 21 more US stamps, the ratio was 9-8. So after he bought 21 more stamps of the US stamps, the ratio changed to 9 US and 8 foreign. So the way we figure this out is what one didn't change, that was the foreign stamps. So we can say, okay, if 4 and 8 are the same equivalent ratio, it didn't change. We started with 3 and 4, and then it went to 9 and 8. But this actually had a change of amount of stamps, so we don't want to use that to figure out how we got an equivalent fraction here. We want to use 4 and 8. What did we do to 4 to make 8? Well, we times 4 by 2, and it will equal 8. So just like on your book, if you're following along on page 146, it showed with the change of the ratio to 9 and 8, then we need to say, okay, well, the length of the foreign stamps doesn't change. So all we have to do is say, okay, well, if I times the foreign stamps by 2 to get 8, then I need to take my model here of foreign stamps and make it into 8. In order to do that, I can just divide each of these by 2, which would give me 8 foreign stamps. So the only problem is if I times 4 by 2, remember with ratios, whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I would times 3 by 2 to get an equivalent ratio, but the problem is that would equal 6. That would be 6 and 8 if it was an equivalent ratio, but it's telling me it's 9 and 8. But that should give me the idea of, oh, that must be that extra 21 stamps. So how much is the difference between 6, if I had 3 of my units for US stamps, and 4 for my foreign stamps? Then if I changed and actually made my US stamps into, dividing them into 2 here, that would equal, oh, that's 6, just like I found here, and this would be 8. So the difference between 6 and 9 is 3. 3 units is where I'm missing here. This should equal 6 if I times 3 by 2, but I'm missing 3 units to make my 9. So now I know that my 21 stamps is the difference. So 21 stamps is 3 units. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Those 3 units are my 21 stamps. So now I have a way to figure out how much each unit is worth. 21 divided by 3, because it's in 3 units, would equal 7. Now I know each unit is 7. And not just these units, because our ratio says every single unit is the same. So I know every single unit is going to be worth 7 And that way I can figure out what A says here. How many foreign stamps did he have? So if I look and I had 8 units of foreign stamps, I times that by 7 in each unit. 8 times 7 is 56, which, as you can see right here, is my answer. He had 56 foreign stamps. Now B is how many US stamps. All I have to do is say, okay, if each of these is 7, how many units did I have? And I can count them, or I can look up here at my ratio and it says 9. So I go 7 times 9, and that equals, if you look at my book, 63. So those are my 2 answers. So just to get you started, I'm not going to do it for you because I want to make sure you know how to do it. On guided practice problem 5, what you're going to have to do is Claire keep some green and red plates in a cabinet. The ratio of green plates to the number of red plates is 2 and 1. She adds 18 more plates, so she's adding 18 more. You don't add 18 to this number because this isn't saying that there's 2 plates and 1 plate. That's just saying a ratio. So you need to figure out how much for the 2 green plates and the 1 red plate, how much is each unit worth. So what we're going to do is the ratio when she adds 18 more plates becomes 4 to 5. Now I can say, okay, which one did not change? The red plates are the ones that changed, so I need to look at my green plates, which if I look up here, green always came first, so in my ratio it's the first number. What did I do to 2 to get 4? And then I can start from there, and after I do that, remember, just like we did over here, I'm not going to give you the answer even though it's tempting. What did I times 4 by to get 8? And I have to do that to this other side of the ratio, and that tells me how many I should have, but I have to figure out on my new ratio, what's the difference between when I times this by 2, what's the difference? And that's going to be my 18 red plates. That will give me, if I divide, how much each unit is worth, and then I can go ahead and figure out my A and B down here at the bottom. So hopefully that helps you. If not, please text me, call me, so that I can come in and help you tomorrow morning, because we're going to be moving on and I don't want you to be lost tomorrow. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.